the rise of life over death, hope over despair, and happiness over suffering, wishing you a delightful morning today. I feel privileged to welcome you all to our school's magnificently glorious inaugural ceremony of various clubs. The galaxy of intellectual distinguished dignitaries, honorable guests, benevolent teachers, respected PTA members, and beloved students. How lovely is this day? The scent in the air clearly smells of liberty, kindness, humanity, and everything precious and beautiful. The dearest audience, hold on to your hearts because you may eventually discover the beauty of this beautiful day as the event eventually starts blossoming. Our school is to provide holistic education by balancing academics with extracurricular activities. The syllabus is designed to make learning less stressful for the students without compromising quality. School clubs that cater to various interests. With a row of hopes and aspirations, I would like to welcome you all from the bottom of my heart to the club's inaugural ceremony 2021.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, all. I take privilege to brief the significance of club activities. The goal of Jindal Adarsh Vidyalaya and Jindal Pre-University College is to provide holistic education by balancing academics with co-curricular and extracurricular activities. The curriculum is designed to make learning less stressful for the students without compromising quality. CBSE schools provide plenty of opportunities for students to take on leadership roles and show off their talents through club activities. Students are able to discover that they can actually be productive and successful in many other ways outside the classroom. This boosts their level of confidence and their sense of independence. School clubs create small communities. They attract people who share the same interests such as in music, art, sports, etc. Club activities help students develop sense of unity and teamwork, learning how to work with others in reaching the same goals. They help learners develop social skills. Extracurricular activities render an opportunity to correlate academic skills with the real-world context. Featured and creative curriculum facilitate children to learn better social skills, critical thinking, and teamwork. Thank you.
The joyful heart sees and reads the world with a sense of freedom and graciousness. We invite Ms. Sushmita P. from English Department, JAV, to spread the sweet aroma of happiness through the words of welcome.
Thank you, sir. Every morning is a beginning, a new blessing, a new hope. It's a perfect day because it's God's gift. Have a blessed, hopeful, perfect day to begin with. Good morning, one and all present here. On behalf of Jindal Adarsh Vidyalaya and Jindal Pre-University College, I take this opportunity to welcome the principal, vice principal, headmistress, admin coordinator, teaching and non-teaching staff for today's prestigious occasion of Inauguration of Club Activities 2021. I delightfully welcome Mr. Prashant Mule sir, the principal, JAV and JPUC for today's inaugural function. We graciously welcome Mr. Koteshwara Yan sir, vice principal, JAV and JPUC. I cordially extend a pleasant welcome to Mrs. Bhagyavati G. Madam, Headmistress, JAV. I ecstatically welcome our special invitees, PTA members for today's celebration. It's gratifying to look around and see so many familiar faces. I'm delighted to offer the most hospitable welcome to admirable teaching fraternity and trustworthy non-teaching staff. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity. As sunlight expels the darkness of night, similarly, blessings bring in our life prosperity and happiness. To make this event a blessed one, let's invoke the Almighty by igniting the lamp of knowledge and wisdom for seeking the choicest blessings. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. I invite Honorable Principal Sir, Admirable VP Sir, and Adoring Headmistress Madam to ignite the lamp, followed by an invocation song by our choir group. I request Mr. Sridhar Sir to assist the dignitaries. Please, sir. I convey my heartfelt gratitude to the dignitaries and the choir group. Thank you.
Dance, by definition, is rhythmic movement to music, using prescribed and improvised steps and gestures but its actual meaning transcends this definition into a spiritual activity in a physical form. Let's glorify the Lord Almighty through the graceful entry of an invocation dance team.
Thank you, the delightful dancers, for adding the auspicious delight of a spiritual glow to the program. We feel honored to say that our illustrious dignitaries have made their presence felt. It's indeed a great pleasure to have all of you here today.
The club aims to harassing, exploring the talent of the students apart from the academic ability, and also focus on all-round development of students. Now, it's the time to know about each club and its objectives. So, we invite on rostrum Mrs. Tejeshwari Madam and Mrs. Rupa Madam to put a light on all the clubs through PPT presentation.
Thank you, sir. Amiable greetings to all. We are extremely privileged to present various clubs. Seva is something that you do for others, for society, without expecting anything in return, not even a thanks. With this quote, let me introduce the Seva Bhav Club in charge, Mr. Maragoda, is going to lead huge team members up among all the clubs. That is none other than Seva Bhav Club. The main intention of the club is Sevahi Paramo Dharmaha, which means help to needy people and animals, to develop concern about the poor people, to develop empathy among the students, and the main important thing is sharing and caring. Here most important gear is your eye, heart, and soul. So, to make our soul lively, the in-charge person, Mr. Mohan P, will help us, along with his team, Mr. Anil Kumar, Mr. Shivanagowda, Mrs. Savita Awad. The main purpose of Fine Art Club is to develop the sketching techniques of the students and sharpen senses through keen observation of the environment. If anybody missed to lift your call, just think that they missed your call because they were dancing to the ringtone. With this quote, let me introduce the dancing master, Mrs. Nagveni Kulkarni, is going to lead the dance club along with her team members, Mrs. Pushpalata and Mrs. Tulsi PP. The grounds of the club is dancing can be described the anxiety, increases self-esteem and improves the physical well-being. Music is life itself. It is the soundtrack of your life. Music is love in search of a word. With this quote, let me introduce our music maestro, Mrs. Nanda Kian, along with her team members, Mrs. Annapurna B, Mrs. Madhavi, Mrs. Shruti Joshi. The central idea of the club is stimulate memories, relieve symptoms of depression, to enhance the students' understanding and appreciation of the arts and foster interaction between music and liberal arts. Great theatre is about challenging how we think and encourage us to fantasize about a world we aspire to. With this quote, let me introduce the in charge of the theatre club, Mr. Veeresh BM, along with his team, Mrs. Savita Nayak, Mrs. Shobha VK, and Mr. Sivanagowda. The main intention of the club is to develop the depth of concentration necessary of inventive role play activities, leadership quality in acting, field, and introduction of Navarasa. Do the best you can until you know the better. Then, when you know better, do better. To make the students to do better, here is the enthusiastic woman, Mrs. Sunita Gandhi, is trying with her team, Mr. Mohan P, Mr. Ramesh, and all the HODs and co-HODs are going to enrich the club in collaboration with all life skill faculty. The main intention of the club is collaboration across network, time and people management, finding the new ways of problem solving ability with critical thinking to improve imagination and curiosity in students. The heritage of the past is the seed that forth the harvest of the future. With this quotation, let me introduce our affectionate personality, Mrs. Surekha Joshi, is going to lead with her team, Mrs. Jyoti PK, Mrs. Sudha, Mr. Ramanjanelu, in collaboration with all the social club, respect towards the diversity in culture, to inculcate a sense of patience, tolerance, as well as mutual understanding to give exciting dimension of leaders learning to create better future. Username or password incorrect. Well, at least let me which one is good. To give the correct credential, let me introduce the next club, the Information Communication Technology. The club in charge is Mrs. Ashwini Joshi in collaboration with all ICT faculty. The main objective of Information Communication Technology is to motivate students to use computers effectively, to enhance their computer skills, to help the students become competent and confident users of ICT through training sessions. Champions keep playing until they get it right. To make champions, we should have sports club. So, here is the man, Mr. Hanumantappa, is going to lead such sports club in collaboration with all the physical education faculty. The purpose of the club is committed to provide a healthy sporting habit among the students. It helps to learn teamwork, coordination, cultural and ethnic groups, discipline, value system, sportsmanship, physical development, showcase the talents in sports field among the students.
The science of today is the technology of tomorrow. With this quote, let me introduce the gentlewoman, Mrs. Ambika, the in charge of Science Club, and the members are Mrs. Kavita M, Mrs. Naina Josna, in collaboration with all the science faculty. The main target of the club is to promote inquisitiveness among the students, inculcate scientific temper, to trigger interest among the students in science, to encourage, motivate and equip the students in application of science and its interface with society.
Rupamam, wait. Before relating to the next club, let me talk. No. Let me speak. Are you ready to listen?
Eagerly waiting.
No. Are you ready to hear? Okay. Yes, these type of words will confuse us. So, to get the calculation of the words, we should have language. Let me introduce the person before introducing the club. The man of letters, Mr. Nasir Basha, is going to lead the literary club along with the in charge, Mrs. Sandhya Singh and Mr. Narappa, the language pillars of JAV JPUC, all co-HODs in collaboration with all the language faculty. The main aim of the club is to foster language, enhance the literary creativity, to provide an avenue for self-expression beyond the school curriculum, to develop a taste of language and to build the confidence and grooming the talents of students in facing various interpersonal activities and competitions.
Without mathematics, there is nothing you can do. Everything around you is mathematics. Everything around you is numbers. Now, let's know the master of math, Mrs. Lata M, is going to lead with her team members, Mrs. Sangeeta B, Mrs. Girija, Mrs. Shruti Joshi, in collaboration with all mathematics faculty. The main resolution of the Mathematics Club is to stimulate mathematical curiosity, critical and logical thinking, and the most important thing is to develop mathematical skills in a fun way in order to introduce children to a completely different way of solving tricky mathematical problems.
The rich don't work for the money. They make money work for them. To show the difference of this, here is the dynamic lady, Mrs. Leelavati N, along with her team, Mrs. Zaida Begum, Mrs. Savitri K. The main objective of the club is to enhance students' understanding towards business and service sector to that they can entrepreneurship as a career.
Every human being is the author of his or her own health or disease. So to fight with disease, we should be fit. To maintain our fitness, health is the most important thing. Let's unlock the club of health and wellness. The in charge of the club is Mr. Kotreshki and all the life skill teachers of JAV and JPUC. The central idea of the club is to promote mental and emotional health, to create awareness about health in students, impart knowledge about prevention of diseases, promote cooperation between home, social and community, have secure health and find solutions to the health-related problems.
An individual self-concept is the core of his personality.
It affects every aspect of human behavior, the ability to learn, the capacity to grow and change. A strong positive self-imagine is the best possible preparation for success in life. Here is the kind woman, Mrs. Zaida Begum, is the in charge of such club that along with her team members, Mrs. Naina Josna and Mr. Ramanjanelu. The main goal of the Personality Development Club is to make students to increase and improve the self-confidence, grooming the students through sanitizing them and proper behavior socially and professionally, information circumstances. Finally, to make a good human being. Today a reader, tomorrow a leader. The quote says that the importance of reading, which we need to inculcate in our life. Now, you came to know the club which we are going to reveal. Let me introduce the Readers Club. The in charge of the Readers Club is Mr. Veeresh PM and the club members are Mr. Ravi SP, Mr. Karibasappa G and Mr. Jagadish K. The main intention of the club is inspire students to read for pleasure and encourage students to think critically about literature and practice reading strategies. Here we have presented all the 16 clubs' information. We hope you are cherished by the information. We wish all the club members good luck for the great beginning. Thank you.
Thank you, madams. Education is not only learning from the book alone, but it's also rather learning beyond books. Education at our school trains students all the human aspects of life and groom them to be an effective kids for the future. I feel very privileged to invite our benevolent principal, Mr. Prashant Mule, sir, JAV and GC on the stage. Sir, you merely require any introduction. We are proud of you and your distinguished hard work in the field of education. It's a true inspirational to everyone. You are the role model to our institution. May we please have you on the stage, sir. I beseech Mr. Sridhar, sir, to escort Principal, sir, on the rostrum.
Good morning, all of you. Good morning, all the PTA members. I believe there are a couple of PTA members here. A very warm welcome to you. Vice Principal Mr. Kodeshwar, HM Mrs. Bhagyavati, all the faculty members, the staff members of the school. I see some students also. Great to see you here back in the school. And also those who are watching it live through YouTube. All the students and all the dear parents. The club inauguration, which we had just now, I believe all the students must have got a taste of what kind of clubs are there in the school and what is the aim and objective of having these clubs in the school. I will take this opportunity to talk to all of you, all those who are here and all those who are watching live. With respect to probably not directly coming to the point of why we should have clubs in the school or what is the reason to have clubs and then what we aim to do by that, but indirectly coming to that point as to how clubs help an individual to develop in different areas. I have said this a couple of times earlier also, that we are in the fourth education revolution. And this is driven by the fourth industrial revolution. Industry 4.0 promotes education 4.0. How? I have spoken a bit on that as well, but again reiterate rather. The, so to say, beginning of artificial intelligence, quantum mechanics has taken charge of our lives in direct or indirect ways. And it has taken charge of our lives in such a way that how we think, how we talk, how we live is all driven indirectly by AI and machine learning. It is. Now, in this kind of a scenario, and this kind of a world which is ever changing, ever evolving, with new skill sets demand, every 2 years you will find a different kind of a world which we inherit. And thereby making sure that the students which are in our charge get ready to face such kind of a world. Such kind of a world which we are not sure of, we are not aware of. Or rather we should say, which has already arrived. So one big, so to say, pointer of what kind of world which we might inherit after a few years, leaving aside AI and other things, is the climate change. A very big issue. Right now there are many people, many organizations working in the direction of climate change. Now what is the meaning of working in that direction? One thing which we very often hear is that bring an awareness about the climate change. Now my dear students and also those who are sitting here, all the teachers, awareness, in my opinion, is not an apt word or something which should be looking forward to. Awareness, I believe, in my opinion, is an alibi for doing nothing. I mean, I'm making aware about something, I'm making myself aware of it, my teachers are aware of it, students are aware. Next what? Being aware is just to know, okay fine, this should be done. Next. So awareness is not going to serve any purpose for anything. How do we put that into action practically is going to be very important, very crucial. So when we have seen these club activities, I mean rather the introduction of clubs with the objectives and all, my request to all the staff members who are in charge of these clubs, that I look forward in the next coming 8 days or 10 days, I look forward to receive, and I want this, it's an appeal to all of you, those who are in charges of the club, to give me an action plan as to what you are going to do in these clubs, in this particular week. An action plan, day-wise. Because I believe you have the clubs once in fortnight, once in a week, once in a month, probably going forward, going ahead, we'll come to know about it, rather, I will come to know about it. But even if it is once in a fortnight, I need to have the action plan. Okay, fine, this particular fortnight, this is what we are going to do. Online, offline, irrespective of it. Need to have that action plan for the entire year. So please do that. Give it to me. Because having the objectives and aims, wonderful, very good. Putting it into practice is from good to great. And that's what we want to do. Move from good to great. If you are doing something good right now, why not to take the next step? Now, next step can be achieved only if we have an action for it. What exactly I am going to do? Put the entire year into perspective and jot it down along with your team members. Very important. I heard somewhere one anecdote I am going to share with you all. In Israel, there was one taxi driver and he was asked a question. One passenger was there. And they were going. And passenger asked him that, can I talk to you something about your personal life? He said, yes, of course. And then the discussion started. He said, how many children you have? He said, there are 3 children I have. What do they do? One is a CEO of an AI company. I don't know how many of you know this. Israel is a front runner, leader in robotics and AI. They are the leaders in the world today. So he said he is the CEO of an AI company. And the second one is also a director in one of the multinational setup. Then the person said, what do the third do? Then they said that he is a struggling actor. And then he said, but, sir, he is the most happiest of all 3. The one who is a struggling actor. The reason is, he loves doing what he wants to do. And whatever he wanted to do, that's what he's doing, whether he's successful or not. In the eyes of others, he doesn't bother. So this leads us to understanding of what exactly is the purpose of education. This anecdote very easily will convey a message that the purpose of education has got to be making oneself happy in the life. We say one should be successful. Now, when you say the purpose of education is to be successful, how do you measure that? What is the yardstick of measurement? Everyone will have their own yardstick, their own measurement criteria. Then what is the success? In simple terms, we should strive, all the JV faculty will strive, and they will strive to ensure that each and every child is happy. If you are happy now, if you are happy afterwards in your career, if you are happy throughout in your life, we should aim for it. That's what the purpose of education is, and that's what one will make you or call you successful. If not others, be sure, be confident that you will be very happy with yourself. Now, this is what we want that our children should aim for going ahead. So if anyone will want to know, any parent or any student who is watching right now, make sure whatever we will do in the school, the aim behind any activity will be getting that happiness to each and every child. Ensure that they are happy. It's a very simple thing, simple analogy you can draw. When I become happy, when you become happy, when anyone is happy, when the things are as per their own expectation of what do they think, the things are happening in that way. So, that's a success. Now, to achieve this happiness, there are many areas from where one feels happy about it. Right now, we are in the field of, era of online education. Last 1.5 years, online. Students are at home studying only the text which is being conveyed to them through the online mode. To bring in a difference in that setup, clubs will be very helpful. Clubs will bring in that innate interest of the child, anyone, so that the happiness element or quotient can increase. One can be happy by joining the Readers Club because I like reading. Reading is something I enjoy. Very good. That's why the club is there. Okay, what about business club? What is the meaning of business? Although the objective and aim was put up here, I will just put my perspective of business club here. May or may match up with what is the plan by the department people, but still they can incorporate if they feel it is okay. Now, at this moment, due to COVID affected era, or you call it anything, due to the AI and artificial intelligence and machine learning, each and every company, business is in a startup mode, new startup. They were successful for the last 50 years, 100 years, 10 years, 20 years. Fine. This new era demands new initiatives, new way of tackling the overall environment, and that makes us one thing. as to how one should be successful in business. What are those elements if one wants to start a business or go into a startup mode? What is required? Now, why business club is required in the school? I'm very happy to see that business club is there. I'm taking that just as an example. Don't think that I'm going to speak only on that. But that's just an example. We are moving, you might have heard even CBSE or in other education forums you must have heard. We are moving from content to competency. Now the second big shift which is happening is that we are moving from leadership to entrepreneurship. Leadership is not important. Being a successful entrepreneur is most important now. That's how the success of the business will be defined in the years to come. Whether my business club will support those elements, I'm sure the faculty will definitely think on it. We look into it and try and include those elements. And another important thing is moving from the education of head, which we all are used to, education of head. Now we are moving to education of heart and mind, not brain, heart and mind. Cognitive firepower, education of head, to social and emotional learning. That's more important now. Elements of social and emotional learning, heart and mind, education of heart and mind, very important. What are the areas, what are the avenues which will ensure that the education of heart and mind will be initiated? Clubs. In any of these clubs, we do not discuss textbook. We do not discuss the content which is there in the syllabus. We discuss something which is not there in the content, not there in the textbook. That is what happens, or that should what happen in clubs. I will give an example of mathematics club because I belong to mathematics field, so obviously I should take example. There is one interesting, so to say, equation in mathematics. E raised to I pi plus 1 equal to 0. E, I and pi. These are all constants and these are positive constants. Three positive constants added with some combination gives the answer 0. E raised to I pi plus 1 equal to 0. Why not in one of the mathematics club activity? I discussed this. Let us explore the beauty of mathematics. Something which we cannot see, which we cannot understand from the textbook, which we cannot see on YouTube, which we cannot find on Google. That is what I will try and give in the club activities. Otherwise, Google is there. We are not required. But students and parents, we are required, all the teachers are required to ensure that the education of the heart and the mind goes in the direction in which it should. That's why these people are required. They are the ones who will make a big difference. And I am very confident of the faculty here in our school. Very dynamic, very good faculty. Very happy to see that such a dynamic setup is there. Will ensure that this education of heart and mind will be ensured by this club. I'm pretty sure about it. Very confident. As I said, my request is that the in-charges please give me the action plan, mail it to me by next 8 to 10 days as to what you plan to do in this entire year. Whenever I go through that, I will try to discuss with you if I find that there are some points which I need to bring to your knowledge so that some modification can be done if required. Otherwise, I am very sure, very confident of you. So all the students, I will invite you all to join this respective club wherever you find your interest is in, and I am sure you will get the returns of it at the end of the year. Because I am going to talk to you about it as to what were the returns or what happened in this club activities and what are those things which you can tell me that these were the learnings and these were the interesting areas which we got because of this club. Thank you very much and best of luck to all the students and teachers to take this club activity forward in the way which we expected, why we had this inauguration. Thank you.
We are really fortunate to have such a multi-talented personality amidst of us today. The event come to an end. It's my pleasure and honor to invite Kumari Jeevalata from grade 10 to propose vote of thanks. Please deliver.
On behalf of JAV and JPUC, I, Jeevalata, extend my heartfelt thanks to the management who is a keystone of our institution. Well, ladies and gentlemen, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheel starts rolling weeks ago. It requires planning at a broad eye for decades. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by the team headed by our leader, Mr. Prashant Sir, the principal, JAV and JPUC. Thanks a lot, sir. We profoundly express our special thanks to Mr. Kudreshwara sir, Vice Principal, JAV and JPUC for his support and encouragement in making this event a successful one. We render our related thanks to Mrs. Bhagavati Madam, Headmistress, JAV for her perfect logistic support and guidance for all of us. We heartily thank the PT members who graced this occasion. Our sincere gratitude to our most valuable school club in charge staff who have been running around to make this event happen in a systematic way. I extend my gratitude to all HODs and staff for their involvement and support for making this event a colorful one. We ardently thank our emblematic, eminent teaching and non-teaching fraternity for their adoring presence in today's event. I thank students and parents for raising here and spending their auspicious time with us. At last, I thank everyone who supported directly or indirectly for making this inaugural successful. Thank you. Have a successful Saturday. Stay home, stay safe.
Thank you, Jeevalata. I believe any school function is incomplete without the national anthem. Thus, moving forward, I would like to invite Mrs. Nanda Madam and her team to start the national anthem. Also, may I please bother you all to stand up in honor of our national anthem. Thank you everybody for your time and patience. We are extremely privileged to have you all here today. Furthermore, we appreciate your valuable time and patience you have shown today. Additionally, I would like to thank our distinguished dignitaries giving their valuable time to sparkle our event. Furthermore, I would love to thank CCA and event manager for their hard work in arranging this event. Coming to the end of the event, we wish you every happiness, prosperity and peace. Thank you.